Hey, Yetta, what are you reading now?
The ultimate sales machine.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.
We are honored that we've been able to create for you free access to over 653 licensed sidetrack episodes where we share insider tips, making house home, how to build wealth wisely through real estate. And the great news is you can get access to them pretty much anywhere you want, anyhow you want, either listening on a podcast or even watching on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed to the Dekker Team YouTube channel, make it happen. We are going to explore today, how do you leverage yourself to accelerate your wealth building journey, your wealth building accounts?
That's an interesting question, eh? Leveraging yourself.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you leverage other people, other people's money, other people's stuff. And leveraging yourself, I think, is really about increasing your value, your valuability. Is that a word?
Your valuability?
I just made it up.
I think you made that up.
Sounds pretty good.
It does sound great. So what you're saying with your new made up word that I tried to say, and I'm not going to try for a second time because I'm sure I'm going to trip it up, is that as you learn more about how to, and then you take the steps, the more likely it is you're not going to stay or become part of the statistics that apply in Canada right now, which is on average, 47% of Canadians are living paycheck to paycheck. And we know that that creates stress in the home. We know that that creates arguments in the home. We know that that creates body impact, right? We know that negative body impact. And so there's nothing good other than the lessons you can learn from it when you're living paycheck to paycheck. I guess it's worse if you can't even make it by living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah. But what it means is if you miss 3 paychecks, even 2, that you're in major financial distress.
Yeah.
And we don't want that for you or for anyone. And we used to be there. So this is a judgment, meaning-making machine type, not environment. Like, we're not going to impose our beliefs on you because we've been there, done that, and probably made a bigger mess than you have. So the good news is there are shows on that. You can go back and watch some of the other Life's Inside Track shows that will help you understand how to and why we say it's judgment-free.
So, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you might be saying, well, I can't spend money on books or learning or seminars or that kind of thing. And yet there's a library. And as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm aware and concerned, there are
free. Some free libraries.
It's free to get a library card. I think all the government libraries are free. And as long as you return the book in time, otherwise there'll be fines and then it's no longer free. And what's interesting is that kind of thing, whether it's physical books, audible books, electronic books, they all build your worth to your employer, your worth to your business, your worth to your family, your self-worth. It's amazing what it will do. And what's really scary is that 33% of high school graduates never pick up another book after graduation.
And even scarier, 42% of university graduates don't pick up another book after graduation.
42%.
Why is it higher, do you think?
I think they're burnt out. Maybe they've read so many books, textbooks that they didn't enjoy. That's one of the things that Andy Andrews said. Like, he's run into people and they say they hate reading. And he goes, I don't think you hate reading. Maybe you've hated what you've read or the authors you've read.
The things you were forced to read.
Yeah. But I've seen people, pick up a book, even kids that hate reading now, but then they find something they're super interested in, super excited about, and they'll read everything they can get their hands on. if they're soccer fans, if they can read magazines on soccer players or how to play soccer better or whatever, it's all about the content and telling your mind that it's important to you and that you like it.
And do you remember our co-op student who came to us and I said, one of the projects that you get to do while you're here on the co-op is read the wealth formula. And week after week, the first handful of weeks, I said, so how's it going? How far have you gotten? And we even gifted her a copy and we autographed it for her. We didn't make her buy it. We thought this is part of her co-op experience. And she'd come in week after week and go, well, I haven't got time. I can't. I
don't like reading. It's too big.
I don't like reading. It's too big. Yeah, and it's not a big one, but not compared to our second book. Anyhow, she then eventually, I said, it really isn't optional. I don't care if you sit and read it during your co-op time. I don't care how you do it, really. It's what I'm asking you to do during your co-op.
It's a requirement.
It's a requirement of your co-op. So eventually she read it. And I don't know if you remember that she came on Life's Inside Track, it's probably about 2 years ago, and she had read the book and loved it, was advocating her friends and family and everybody she could get her hands on to read it. And she made lifestyle changes as a result of reading the book as a 17-year-old that will support her for the rest of her life if she so chooses.
She starts reading as well.
Well, yes.
It may change that as well.
Well, absolutely. But even just reading the one book will shift things. And, when we talk about one book.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is when I asked you what you're reading, you said you're reading The Ultimate Sales Machine. And haven't you already read that?
Well, I have.
Yeah, you've read it several times, but what are you on now?
Number 6. And the reason I'm on number 6 is because we're, for the first time ever, bringing the co-author of The Ultimate Sales Machine to Ottawa, November 20th. So go to the Dekker team website to get your ticket. You want to be in the room if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, a salesperson, whether you're a realtor or in sales of any kind. If you're influencing profits or sales in your company, you want to be there because you have the ability, if you implement what you learn, to actually double your profits without investing more time based on the proven strategies that have been translated into at least 20 languages.
It's another way to leverage yourself is to become more valuable through the trainings you attend and the books you read. Another stat that I found very disturbing is only 20% of Canadians believe that they have good financial literacy. They
financial understanding.
Yeah.
Wow. How many?
20% of Canadians have good financial literacy.
Wow.
And that's because they're not learning it. And they're not teaching it in school. Just because we were talking about that, it's kind of a taboo. But I think at school, they're not into it either because probably the teachers aren't.
Okay, don't start judgment. We said this was a non-meaning making
and that's true. But everybody through culture has been taught that it's taboo to talk about. So the interesting thing is that we decided we'd spend 3% of our income on learning. And whether it's 3%, 1%, 2%, find out something and become consistent at it. Because readers are leaders and great leaders are readers. And we're honored that you joined us so that we can create options for you, because when your options are clear, your wisdom will flow.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.